needed something! Really do. Welcome back to the garage. Even though I'm not in the garage, I'm in the van. In this video I will be installing the Thermoliner in my van. So Thermoliner is the next layer that goes on top of the sound deadening. It adds a little bit more sound insulation because it's foam backed and it stops some of the booming noises inside the van. But it's also got a very thin bit of foil on the back of it, and it also helps with insulation. So I have 24 sheets of Dodomat's Thermoliner. As you can see, we have thermal foily bit that side, and I don't think you'll be able to tell on camera, but it's actually foam, 6mm thick, and we're going to get that on the walls and that today. I haven't progressed with my roof yet because I do not have enough sound deadening, and there's other things I needed to buy beforehand, so the roof has not been done yet, but I can certainly crack on with all the walls, and then need to do the floor as well. But I'll talk to you about the floor later because I need to test fit my new wooden floor. Anyway, let's get into the van and let's get this Thermoliner on, show you how it is, and oh my god, it's sticky. So on the wall in front of me, I've already started with the Thermoliner. So that is the Thermoliner, and I've done that section and that section. So that is just the sound deadening, and then we've got the Thermoliner on top. So as you can see, it's quite a lot thicker, and it is a pain in the ass to cut. So I've been measuring it and then roughly trying to cut it out and then trim it off with a knife. It is super sticky, much stickier than the silent coat, and it doesn't really need the heat treatment to warm it up to make it stick. But I've been warming the panel up because sometimes the panel's had a bit of condensation. So like I've just said, I've been trimming it out. Like if I get a piece of sheet, that is one sheet that is, you know, is massive. So I've been measuring it, trimming it out, and then the strips that's been left, I've been put it in to the bottom bit. So I've got one section left to do there, just in that section there, and then I want to move on to these side bits on the door. So a big sheet up there, a little bit in there, obviously more in there, and a sheet up there. We'll get them doors done, and then we'll move on to the other wall. Before people say, yeah, there is like little cavities there, I am going to put little bits of sound deadening in there, and then a bit of Thermoliner, and then a bit of actual big insulation. We'll get stuff in there later. Yeah, so right, let's get cracked on. What I'm going to start off by doing is measuring that with one hand. So 20 inches, and its widest point there, which is 23-ish inches. I'm going to measure that out on there, chop it out, and then I shall come back to you when we try to stick it on, because you stick it on slightly different than the sound deadening. So once you've got your piece of material that you've roughly pre-cut, if you think you're good enough and can trim corners and stuff like that, have at it, you know. But I am not, and I'll trim it with a knife afterwards. So I peel the backing, so much, and then I line it up at the top, and then I peel it off the back as I push it down. It is super sticky, so whatever you touch is going to stick to it. So we're going to line it up best I can. That was a really bad lining up. Can I re-stick? No. I'm just gonna live with it. I'll trim that off and I'll stick it there because I've messed that up. So we're gonna trim it before I take the backing off, which will make life a little bit easier. Yeah, that'll fit in there. Trim that little bit off of there. Make sure you've got yourself like a really good sharp pair of scissors. To be honest, I think mine could be a bit better. And then pull it off and stick. Now, I'm going to continue moving around the van. Any offcuts is where I'll come back and I'll fill in. So I'll trim off this corner and that corner, and I'll wait to see what offcuts I get from other bits and bobs in the van before I start just cutting up sheets, because you know it could be a waste. Because obviously, like this is an offcut now, and I'll put that in the side door. So you just need to be careful, and you can push a lot of this stuff in underneath the edge. Just hide a lot of it. I just end up sticking bits all over my van. Oh dear. And I'm very sticky. Right, so time lapse mode I reckon, and I'll come back to you when I've done the van. I'd like to take a minute and just sit right here and tell you how I came the prince of a town called Bel Air. No, in all seriousness, I'm taking a break because my knees are killing me. I've done this wall, that wall, and most of the doors. There's just little holes I can fill in now. So I've got this side door and that bit of wall there to do. But I'm having a breather. So I want to quickly say thank you to everybody that likes and subscribes to the channel. Welcome to all the new ones. I know there's new people coming to check out the van content, which is awesome. I'm also going to say a massive thank you to my Patreons. If you're interested in supporting the channel and further than just watching the videos, you know, by all means check the link below, and that would be awesome if I see you on there. And lastly, I have bought myself a vinyl plotter and a 3D printer, so I am now producing my own merchandise, including key rings and stickers. If you're interested in them and what I've got, by all means check me out on Facebook or Instagram and you'll see them, and message me through there, and I'm sure if you want to buy one I will let you. Oh, it's getting windy. But yeah, I'm enjoying playing around with them. So yeah, it all helps support the channel and it's all greatly appreciated. So now my legs are a little bit more stretched, I'm going to crack on and get that wall done and this door done. Yeah, I haven't used that much material really, you know, because they're so big. That big box has 24 sheets in it. I got it from deadening.co.uk, the same place I got the silent coat, actual silent, you know, the sound deadening from. I got it as like a package deal. I haven't used that much yet, so I'm quite impressed. You know, I still have the roof and the floor, but right, let's get cracked on. So now the van is ready for the Thermoliner for the roof. So I've got all the roof, got sound deadening on, the silent coat. So now I need to literally fill in all of this big patch with big patches. So if I grab one of these, I'm literally going to use as much as the full size as possible and just stick it up. So I end up trimming like a strip off the edge of the material here, and then just laying the whole thing on, and then there'll be a, you know, a patch there sort of thing, and then same again, same again, same again. So and get that done. I'm not doing in the grooves like I did with the sound deadening. I'm literally doing the full from the side to that side to get as much coverage as possible with this material, because this is what is going to help with obviously some sound deadening, because it's going to stop some of the booming effect, but more importantly it's going to give me reflection of heat So it keeps the, if it's in winter, it keeps the heat in and the cold out, and if it's in the summer, it keeps the cold in, or cooler air in, not necessarily cold, and the heat out. So yeah, so I'm gonna get this on now, gonna get a bit of footage doing a bit of it, and then I'll just finish it up with what it looks like at the end, but I'm pretty sure you can imagine. So I'm gonna get cracked on. So all the roof is done. That's why it looks so shiny. I've done all of it, including the front as well. Didn't take that long, maybe an hour. Yeah, quite happy. There's a couple of patches because the big bits weren't big enough, if that makes sense, in terms of width. But it's been absolutely fine. Most of it's covered absolutely, well, it's all covered dead easy. So sweet. All my walls and the roof is now thermolined. Right everyone, now it is time to insulate the floor. So we've previously done the sound deadening with a silent coat. That's what's currently on the floor at the moment. That's what makes it silver and shiny. Now I've gone and got a different material, ever so slightly. So it's still a Dodomat material, but this is the Dodo Super Liner. It is 6mm thick. It is essentially foam with the very sticky back, and there's no foil on the top like there is on the roof and the walls. I've got 2 rolls of it, which is 6 meters long, be 50 centimeters wide, so that's enough coverage for 6 meters squared. No, not 6 meters squared. 2x3. Yeah, it'll be 6 square meters, not 6 squared meters. 6 square meters. Because the van is approximately 3 meters long with 2 meters wide. It's a bit less than that, but that's why this is enough to cover that. My maths really let me down then. So this is what it looks like. It looks like a you know, like a roll mat if you ever go camping. So I've laid it out down the van, and obviously I've still got like half this roll, and now I have another roll inside the box. So I was originally going to just go straight down the van like this, but I don't think that's the best thing to do. So I'm actually going to go across the van because it means it's smaller lengths and it'll be easier to work with. So yeah, that is the logic I'm going to do. So I'm actually going to go that way across the van. I'm going to start at that end and end up here really, and go from there. I have some scissors and a sharp knife, and that should be all I need. Let's get back. I always try and give you guys the best camera angles. Make sure you've got no muck underneath where you're going to be sticking it. I've just spun this out, and yeah, there's a low muck button still here. So I don't know if this is controversial the way I'm doing it going acrosswards or not, but this is the way I'm going to do it. I'm also going to just do it there and leave that top strip, and then I'll put any offcuts in that top strip because I think that will be better. Now you need to try and make sure you start square so it runs square. By square I mean with that straight edge. I want to roll this up a little bit, make life a little bit easier. I can kneel, well I want to kneel then. So I'm going to start square, I'm going to need it there. Right. So peel this backing off, and I'm going to peel a bit of it off, line up what I think is square and press it down, and then as I come over the ridges I'm just going to squash it down into the ridges like I did with the sound deadening. And hope for the best really. So we keep it up. Press it down. Because as you start squashing it down into ridges, it actually shortens the length of the roll as well. So I may have stuffed myself up slightly. I don't know. You live and learn, don't you? The only way to do it. Live and learn. Now I don't need to use my roller tool on this because it would damage it because it's foam. Just make sure you work it into all of the grooves. And trust me, it will stick. It's super sticky. There is a very slight bit of stretch in it, which is not a bad thing. It means you can work it into the grooves a bit better. Slowly get in there. Halfway across. And I'm going to fall out the van. Using the palm of my hand is actually quite a good technique because it pushes it in a nice smooth manner. Perfect. And there you go, that's the first strip stuck down. Thank you for spanking my ass whilst filming. That was brilliant. That's staying in. Bye. Oh dear, that was my fiance. Right, so yeah, so that's the first strip in. And what I'm going to use is that offcut that I just, you know, the backing of that. I'm going to make sure I use that measurement again for the next piece because it will be the right length. And then, like I said, I will stick that down last off with offcuts because I'd rather be a little bit short than miss a full piece because I've done the offcuts beforehand. Right, it's time to stick you on time lapse and then do the rest of the van. Well, actually putting that Thermoliner down was just as easy as doing the walls, really. Probably easier because it's in such big sheets, so you cover it really quick so you feel a sense of achievement faster, if that makes sense. And I've got a good amount left. I genuinely thought I was going to use nearly all of the rolls. I've used nearly all of one, and I've used one strip out of the other, so the 6 metre coverage one is more than enough for a long wheelbase. There isn't any smaller options that would be enough, so you'd still need to get that. I'm just going to trim it all off now, no point filming it, get all the extras covered around there and that top edge, get it all done and show you when we are finished, and then that will be it for thermolining my van. Wow, right, I'll come to you shortly. And there we have one thermolined floor. There's a bit of patchwork in places around the edges, but I don't think it's going to have any detrimental effect to the effectiveness of the floor. And before you guys ask, yes, this wire will go. I'm going to cut it off and run it around the roof. That's for the tow bars, for those who've not been watching the other videos, for the tow bar electrics. It's the indicator on that side, so all the electrics are in here. Actually in there, in that box, that's my tow bar electrics. So yeah, that is one fully thermolined van. So let's turn all this around. So we have Thermoliner on the walls, which is a different Thermoliner to which is on the floor. And obviously on the roof as well. The roof's obviously Thermolined too. So yeah, it's a lot of work, but I'm very impressed with it. And already Excuse the noises on the camera. Already the floor is so much warmer because the silent coat makes it quiet, but it doesn't help massively with keeping the van cool because it's got the aluminium backing. Oh, sorry, keeping it warm, not cool. Where this is nice and it takes the chill straight off when you sit on it, and it's a lot comfier than kneeling on the metalwork as well. So that will be the end of this video. I have fully thermolined the van in this video. Now to give you a brief of what's happening in the next one. If we spin the old camera around and I turn that upside down, yeah, we have recycled plastic aloft insulation, which is made from plastic bottles, which is brilliant stuff for insulating your van because it doesn't hold condensation because it's plastic. That will be going in all the cavities and wherever I can tuck it in. That's probably going to be the next video on Allen. I'm not 100% sure. I'm not going to promise it's the next video because I don't know if I'm doing anything else. But that is the next thing to come. We've got that, and in the house I have the carpet. The carpet has arrived for all the walls, so that is another job. That is a big job as well. So yeah, that's where we're at. So I hope you've enjoyed this video. Make sure, as always, you like and subscribe, and I shall see you in the next video. Massive thank you to my patrons. You will see them at the end of the video. They help support the channel and help support all sorts of things, you know, buying equipment for filming and cameras and all sorts of stuff. If you're interested in helping me support the channel, by all means check the link in the description and you can go there and be a patron. And if you're really interested, I do have my own Bluudies Scary stickers. They are now available. Message me on Instagram or Facebook and I can hit you up with some of them. I think that's everything I need to say at the end of the video. Oh yeah, oh, what do you think of my new logo? You should hopefully have seen that at the start of the video, and you're about to see it at the end as well, provided I put it in the editing. Fingers crossed. Well, hope you've enjoyed. I'll see you soon. Take care. Bye. I mended something! Really do.